Anything that you've done that's caused me to get up and leave.
That was me.
That was me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Rowe?
Good evening, everyone. The Thursday, April 9th, 2026 regular meeting of the Nottoway County School Board is now called to order. We will have a moment of silence followed by prayer if you so choose. Then if you are able, please stand for our Pledge of Allegiance. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you today for our board and allowing us to come together to conduct this meeting. Thank you tonight for our superintendent, for our clerk, for the members of the media. Thank you for our teachers, our staff, our principals, assistant principals, the parents, all that are here tonight. Thank you for your grace and for your mercy and for just your many blessings of each day that you shower your blessings down upon us. Pray that you will continue to guide us, protect us, and keep us in your keeping care. In the mighty name of Jesus, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is there a motion to approve tonight's agenda for April 9th?
So move. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? We shall begin tonight with awards and recognitions. School highlights from the Amelia Nottoway Technical Center. Martin.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, our highlights this evening are going to come from the culinary program at the Amelia Nottoway Technical Center. So I am going to turn it over to Ms. Ledzinski and Chef.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, members of the board, Dr. Martin. It is my honor to highlight for you the ANTC culinary class. This year, our students have been working hard, learning new skills, and creating some amazing feasts, which some of you got to have a few weeks ago. At this time, though, I would love to continue to talk, but I think I'm going to turn it over to the expert. I'm going to turn it over to Chef Charles Watts.
We have that video queued up. We can play that.
He's got it.
Yep, they're playing it.
Nottoway committed to excellence. Culinary arts to me has always been a great impact on my life. Since I was very young, I've been interested in the kitchen. I've been working with my hands. I've been working with my dad, learning. I've learned mise en place since I was young. I've been in the kitchen since I was young.
Baking and pastry, it's definitely very precise, but it's also very rewarding. Before I started culinary here at Votech, I definitely didn't know much about it, although I've learned a lot. And definitely the most important thing I've learned about it is the importance of being so precise with your measurements, because a little too much or too little of something can really change a recipe.
ladies and gentlemen, that is the culinary program in a nutshell. I wanted to put the students forward in front of everything. And the reason for that is because this isn't just a program where an instructor stands in front of a class and gives them some instructions and then walks through these things with them and allows them just to listen, but they have to constantly interact. These kids are in charge of this program the entire time that they're through it. They have to elect a leader, they have to create themselves a brigade system, and they work through every single step of the way. Culinary 1, they learn basic principles of culinary arts. They learn how to cook, they learn how to do specific cuts, herbs and spices. Eventually they learn 37 different herbs and spices by sight, smell, and taste without having the names. Awesome. And they identify them by their names. Culinary 2, they work more towards an advanced portion of this, so they're going to finesse their skill. They're going to learn how to create those designs that you see in a fine dining establishment. And all of this comes from French culinary arts. My background is Le Cordon Bleu, and it's a very stringent program that you have to go through, and they learn a lot in a very fast-paced environment. So that's basically what we're looking to do here with this culinary program. Also, I have envisioned in the future, eventually one of these days, maybe we may be able to turn this over to having sort of an adult education in the afternoon. Yeah. This is something that we can step towards, create something even better and bigger for the community at large. So that's what I present to you.
Yes, indeed. Vision. Any questions from the board?
I just want to say I love your vision. I think it could be a way, because food does bring people together. It definitely could be a way to help support and educate after school.
Absolutely.
I can tell you by actual experience, the joint board of ANTC was served a dinner made by the students at ANTC. And I suggested to the chef that I paid a substantial amount of money to take my wife out to dinner to Outback Steakhouse, and the students that prepared the steak that I was able to eat at the joint board was far superior to anything that I had to pay for at Outback Steakhouse. So it was the last time I'll go to Outback Steakhouse. But everything that they presented was done with finesse, with care, and with creativity, and they were all almost shy about it. It was an amazing event, and I know that the chef is proud of the work that they do, and we're fortunate to have someone with your skill level there to teach.
Thank you.
And the
I was just going to say, I see a fundraiser, have a dinner one night, and I'll buy tickets to come.
I surely will. He had the steak, I had the pork chop. Oh, man. Everything they had was good. I thought the first, the course was it. I said, well, it's good too. What about this great big plate? We'll eat that.
It was good. Mr. Abbott said the steak was bigger than the plate.
Hung off the plate.
Yeah. And I, for one, am sorry that I was not there for that. My diet would have been off that night.
And their shyness comes from the lessons that they're learning in this class. They're taught that, individual efforts that they have, they're wonderful. But it's all about teamwork in the end in this, because you try to get them through this program so you can turn them into better citizens when they leave this program. You want them to be work ready and available to go out there and be productive in the community if they don't go to college, A lot of students will roll out of this and start working jobs $20, $24 an hour in the culinary industry. And that's a vast improvement from high school straight into the
I can't add anything to what Mr. Abbott and Mr. Wilson said about the experience, but it was phenomenal, and I cannot begin to thank you and your whole group enough.
Sir, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next, we move to the 2026 SVRTC award recipients. Dr. Martin.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, this evening we have a great privilege in recognizing 3 of our staff members who were recognized as award recipients for Nottoway County Public Schools. It was at Longwood on March the 25th for their banquet. We are extremely proud of their work to integrate and support the use of technology within the classrooms. So I know one, I think, is here. Two of them may not be here this evening, but I want to highlight all three of them. The first one is Isaiah Jones. I know he's not here, but I know he's online because he has messaged me to tell me that the system was working perfectly and stuff. So I know he can watch and hear us. And we're excited when Isaiah comes on full time.
Yes, indeed.
In 3 weeks now, I think. We're excited. But some of the things that were said about Isaiah for technology support, he's a team player that works hard to get the job done. Dedicated to the division and ensuring technology success, ability to connect the school to the community with live streaming of activities and events, and ensures up-to-date resources and supports for our technology within the division. The next person is Toni Anderson. She serves as the math interventionist at Blackstone Primary and Crew Primary School, and she was awarded the Instructional Technology Support Award. Some of the highlights of what was said about her: knowledgeable support for the teachers, provides supplemental materials to enhance learning for students. She does frequent teacher check-ins to make sure that they know how to use things and how they can integrate it into the classroom, and then assists teachers in embedding learning platforms and utilizing the data that those platforms will give back. And last but certainly not least, and I do think I see him back there, is Mr. Corey Folks. He is a first grade teacher at Blackstone Primary School, and he was awarded the Technology Teacher Award. Just some highlights, Mr. Folks, if you would come forward, please. He provides assistance to his team members on resolving technology issues within the classroom. He assists new teachers on becoming familiar with how to use that technology in the classroom. He uses online learning platforms with students to enhance learning, and he is ultimately a champion for the student and teacher learning of technology at Blackstone Primary School.
1, 2, and 3. Oh, hold that certificate. There you go.
There you go.
3, 1, 2, and 3.
All right, then, Charlotte. Y'all duck it down.
I told him to get the dog.
Thank y'all.
Pictures up on Dad's side. I think Avery, you got it.
Yeah. Can you do it for us?
Over there.
Y'all be out of the limelight. All right, thank you very much. Now we have the VSBA Regional Art Forum winner.
So this is a great honor tonight as well, that we get to highlight two students and their teacher from Nottoway Intermediate School for their artwork that placed in a regional art competition, the VSBA Art Show. And I have to start with this. Their artwork in this competition was up against schools from Chesterfield and Petersburg, Colonial Heights, much bigger school districts. Greensville, I think the only one that's kind of small and close to us would be Brunswick. So, yeah, so Brunswick and Nottoway are probably the two smallest within this VSBA region. So this artwork went up against some schools that are much larger and have a lot more money and programs within their buildings. So this is fantastic that we had a student that placed and then a student's artwork that was recognized and taken there. So first, in Colby, I have to apologize. Your artwork is not with us because it's on display at VSBA for a year. But we have a picture this evening. So Mr. Chairman, will you please go present? And so Colby, if you want to come forward. It's Colby Franklin. He is a 5th grader at Nottoway Intermediate School. He won first place in the VSBA Regional Art Competition held March 24th at Greensville County High School. Colby is taught by Mr. Jake May at Nottoway Intermediate School.
And this is a picture of your artwork.
Oh, excellent. Outstanding. Oh, 3 guys. 1, 2, and 3. Hold on, Mr. Chairman, if you could just do that one more time. Great. Don't block him right there.
Can we get Mr. May with him?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, put the ribbon in front with the,
But this way too, please.
That's good. That's good.
okay, hold it, Jake.
That's amazing. This way?
Yeah.
Of course.
I'm gonna be particular, because that's just me, but I want this
Get it like you want it.
ribbon
Get it like you want it, Charlotte.
front.
Get it like you want
There
it.
you
Gotta be
go.
proud.
Yeah. Okay. Are we ready? All right, and I can't see your name now, so sorry, Colby. Funny about that.
Got it?
Got it. Go. All right, on three. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I'm just so proud of you.
Yes,
It's amazing, man.
Congratulations, Chloe.
Thank you.
And I promise your artwork will come back and you can throw away that picture that has me in it, okay? You just get rid of that and you'll have your actual artwork. I also want to recognize Adelie Hernandez Martinez. She is a 6th grader at Nottoway Intermediate School. She had her artwork entered into the contest to represent the entire school division in the middle school area. While she didn't place, she did place for us here in Nottoway, and we are super proud of her, and we have her artwork here that is framed for her to keep. And she is also taught by Mr. May at the Intermediate School.
Beautiful. Congratulations, dear. It's beautiful.
You want to keep the continuity and you're on the right.
Yeah, let's get on this. Yeah, let's keep that together.
Right here on, looking great. 1, 2, and 3. Time. Perfect.
Charlotte's gonna get what?
You ready? Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Try not to get the.
Congratulations to both of them, and also thank you, Mr. May, for the work that you do with them. It's a huge honor to have artists
You might as well not go.
Yeah, man. I'm getting my steps in though.
Get your steps in.
I didn't work today, so I got to get my steps in.
I was trying to,
Mr. Rowe.
Another one.
No, we'll still take your chair with you.
We went to National Assistant Principals Week. Now we're at National Assistant Principals Week.
So I like when we get to recognize and honor people across the division. It's always a good thing. But this week, we proudly celebrate National Assistant Principals Week. And in Nottoway County's public schools, it is a big deal because we know how critical our assistant principals are to the heartbeat of each of our schools. Let me say it plainly. If you want to see what Nottoway County Committed to Excellence looks like in action, spend a day with one of our assistant principals sometimes. There's a lot of action sometimes going on, from running all over. So I want them to come forward as I call their names. Some of our outstanding team includes Nicole Poore at Blackstone Primary School. Leslie Clark, Crew Primary School. Dr. Devin Foster, Nottoway Intermediate School. Jolanda Watkins, Nottoway Middle School. And Meredith Hudgens at Nottoway High School. So while they're taking pictures, these leaders are truly everywhere. They're in hallways, they're in classrooms, they're in buses, they're in cafeterias, they're in front offices. If you name it, you're going to find them in one of those areas within the building. They are the ones that are making sure expectations are very clear. They support teachers in real time. They support their principals in real time on a daily basis. They address student needs, they keep the school day moving forward, even when things don't go as planned. And I would say on most days, things don't go as planned when you walk in. And if we talk about teamwork, our assistant principals are right in the middle of teamwork each and every day. They do not sit behind on the sidelines waiting for somebody to ask them to do something or to step up. They jump in, they lead, they support, and they do whatever it takes to ensure that the school and the places that they're in are places where students can learn and staff can succeed. They solve problems, they build the culture and climate of their buildings, and they make relationships with students, staff, and the families. They help set the tone for respect and kindness, and they help hold the line on expectations and enter data that move us from just having movement to making progress. So I can tell you, they have a radio with them all the time, and somehow, most days, they're still smiling through it all. But we are truly appreciative of the work that they do and that they're a part of the NCPS family, and we thank them for that work and dedication to us.
Now we have Division Support Staff of the Year.
So this year we added a little bit different things for the division, and we've always done the Teacher of the Year, but while our teachers are extremely important and we need them, we also need the other people that are behind the scenes doing a lot of work that also doesn't always get seen by everybody. So we started the Division Support Staff Person of the Year. We are proud this evening to recognize Ms. Jean Jennings of Blackstone Primary School. What makes this recognition even more special is that Jean was selected by her peers across the school division. An honor that speaks volumes about the impact she has on Nottoway County Public Schools. Jean serves as a valued member of our custodial team at Blackstone Primary School. But what she does reaches far beyond one building. She is someone we can always count on, who's willing to step in, step up, and support wherever there's a need across the school division. Whether it's preparing a space for students, assisting with unexpected raining in a building that we might have and cleaning it up, or ensuring our buildings reflect pride and care, Ms. Jennings approaches every task with a positive attitude and a commitment to excellence. Her work often happens behind the scenes, but its impact is seen and felt every single day.
Yes, indeed.
She takes tremendous pride in what she does, knowing that a clean, safe, and welcoming environment is essential for teaching and learning. She understands that her role is directly connected to the student's success at Blackstone Primary and when she helps in anywhere else. And she carries that responsibility with professionalism and purpose each day. She represents the very best of who we are as a division, dedicated, dependable, and committed to doing whatever it takes for our students and staff. She embodies our belief that it takes everyone working together to create success in Nottoway. Ms. Jennings, truly thank you for all that you do and that commitment to excellence in Nottoway.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We do acknowledge Mr. Sonny Abbott is leaving the meeting with plans to return. All right. That it for awards and recognitions? All right. Do we have anyone signed up for delegations from the public? No. All right. All right, do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
A second? Second. Any discussion? All in favor, sign of aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right. First action item, the approval of the 2026-27 Local Special Education Annual Plan, Part B, Flow-Through Application Report from Dr. Grady.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, members of the school board, and Dr. Martin. I am before you this evening requesting approval for the 2026-2027 Annual Special Education Plan. This annual plan, Part B flow-through application, is a component of the Virginia Department of Education's overall responsibility to ensure each local educational agency is in compliance with the implementation of the requirements of IDEA, the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, and its federal implementation regulations. The division's expenditure budget includes a local and state contribution toward special education services, which is in the amount of $3,468,290. This is a total based on last year's funding, as we are still waiting for the next allocation to be released. Local funds must be used prior to us accessing the federal 611 funds. The IDEA Part B Section 611 grant funds will be expended to help offset the costs associated with personnel salaries and benefits for 6 special education teachers, 1 paraprofessional, and 1 car driver for day placements. In addition to personnel funds, funds will be used to provide occupational therapy, physical therapy, vision services, and speech-language therapy services. Materials and supplies will be purchased to support students with disabilities. The grant also requires a proportionate share of funds to be set aside to offset the costs associated with providing services for students who are enrolled in private schools and those homeschooled within the division. In addition to our IDEA Part B Section 619 grant funds will be expended to help offset the costs associated with 1 early childhood special education teacher and the cost of providing occupational therapy, physical therapy, and speech-language therapy to preschool-age students with disabilities. In addition to personnel, funds will be used to provide materials and supplies to support those students enrolled in early childhood special education. Therefore, I'm requesting that the 2026-2027 Annual Special Education Plan be approved.
All right, do we have a motion to approve the 2026-27 Local Special Education Annual Plan and Part B flow-through?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
I do just want to share with the board that through the last SEAC meeting that we had, Carrie did go in depth with the numbers, the figures, a little more of the services that's going to be provided, and it is the best plan that we could do at this time.
Any further discussion? All in favor, sign of aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion carried. Next, we have the Comprehensive Coordinated Early Learning Services requirement from Dr. Graven.
It's me again. I am before you this evening requesting approval for the 2026-2027 Comprehensive Coordinated Early Intervening Services Plan. Comprehensive Coordinated Early Intervening Services are mandatory funded programs which we have to set 15% aside of our IDEA Part B funds for local educational agencies with significant disproportionality in special education identification, placement, or discipline. CCEIS provides academic behavioral support to students ages 3 through grades 12, focusing on over-identified groups to reduce inequities and prevent unnecessary special education referrals. Nottoway County Public Schools has been identified as having significant disproportionality in the areas of intellectual disability of Black students using an alternate risk ratio. By federal code, a state educational agency must use an alternative risk ratio whenever the comparison group in the LEA does not meet the minimum cell size or minimum size set by the state. This means that African American students in our school division are 3 times more likely than students not in that group at the state level to be found eligible for special education services as a student with an intellectual disability. Therefore, we are required to set aside 15% of its 2026-2027 IDEA Part B grant award for the provision of CCEIS. Nottoway currently has 316 students identified as a student with a disability. Of that number, there are 38 students identified as a student with an intellectual disability. And of those, 23 of those students are Black, 14 are white, and 1 is American Indian. Therefore, I am requesting that the 2026-2027 Comprehensive Coordinated Early Intervening Services Plan be approved.
All right. Is there a motion to approve the comprehensive coordinated early learning services requirement?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, sign of aye.
I do.
Aye. Any opposed?
I do.
Motion carried. Thank you, Dr. Gravely. Next, we have a calendar adjustment request from Dr. Martin.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman again, and members of the board. I have a calendar adjustment request bringing before you this evening. I am requesting that we adjust our instructional calendar, which would make Thursday, June 4th, the last day of school for students, and Friday, June 5th, the teacher workday. Currently, the last day of school for students is on June 5th, and a teacher workday on Monday, June 8th. We do still have enough hours as well as banked time to account for any learning over the state's requirement of 990 hours or 180 days. Of course, we switched to counting hours with some of the significant weather that we had, but this is also provided that we do not have any additional weather that causes us to lose any additional time, or this may have to be reevaluated. But since we are still well within our hours, that I'm requesting that we change the calendar, please.
All right. Do we have a motion to approve this calendar adjustment?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, sign of aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion carried. Next, we have the admission of non-public students for part-time enrollment. Dr. Martin.
This is an action item this evening. The first read was last month regarding the board's decision if they would like to change the current policy that is in place, which is option 2, that we only allow the enrollment of students into NJROTC. We do not allow part-time participation at this time, except for NJROTC, which is required. The potential to move to option 1, which does allow part-time enrollment with some of the stipulations that were discussed and provided to you in previous discussions.
All right, is there a motion to approve file JECB part-time enrollment option 1?
Make a request. Mr. Abbott would like to be here for this, and with that in mind, could we push this to the May agenda?
Nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
You'd have to amend the agenda. Yeah, you'd have to amend the agenda.
Just make a motion to
Make a motion.
table it.
Table it to the May meeting.
I will entertain a motion to table this until the May meeting.
So moved.
Second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion carries. All right, next we have new course addition. Dr. Martin.
In your packet this evening, you have a request to approve the addition of new courses for the 26-27 school year for Nottoway High School. The 2 classes that they are asking for are elective classes for students. One is advanced physical education and weight training, so a higher level PE class for some of our older students that have finished the first 2 levels. And the other one is an accounting, which is a CTE course. I am requesting approval pending we get the final approval back to the state from that course, because it is a CTE course and the state does have to give us the final approval on that one. But I am asking approval for both of those, and we do have current teachers that can teach those and give students some additional choices in those areas. And both of these have been of interest from students.
Is there a motion to approve advanced physical education, weight training, and accounting CTE courses?
So moved.
Second? Any discussion? All in favor, sign of aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion carried. Next, we have F, the approval of travel for superintendent. Dr. Martin.
Yes, in your packet this evening, sorry.
My fault. Passing notes.
You distracted.
She was distracted.
Passing notes in class.
Distracted.
No passing notes in class.
You'll have to move to a different table. So in your packet this evening, you have some requests for travel between now and June. The regional superintendent's meeting that's held each month, it's in Farmville. next week on April the 15th. The dual enrollment and CTE session at the Lake Country Center in South Hill with Southside Virginia Community College about potential opportunities that we could engage in with them. There is a federal grant application training that is for all of our federal programs, for our title programs, that is in Roanoke on Friday, April the 24th. The Region 8 Superintendent's meeting in Farmville on May 6th. The actual VSBA policy workshop is virtual, so there's no need to travel for that. The Governor's School meeting in Farmville on May 20th, and then the Rural and Low-Income Schools Symposium, which is part of our Title V plan. I have been asked to serve on the panel representing school division leaders of rural schools to discuss how funding impacts us and the needs and how we maximize our funding, and that is June 16th through the 17th in Harrisonburg. And of course, I always try to give you the next things that come up.
All right, do we have a motion to approve this travel for the superintendent?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, I have a question. So when you travel, so you just stay within Virginia, you don't?
Typically, the only way I would go out is if it's a grant that pays for it. Sometimes our Title IV pays for out of state, but that covers the full expenses the school division would. I don't typically travel a lot. I like to be in the schools and in the buildings. So, but if I do, unless they're far away, I'll go up the night before. But a lot of times I get up in the morning early and go.
So so you're saying you don't think it's good to go out of the state, because there's a lot more out there of information to bring back.
It is.
That's why.
Yes, and I've traveled out to like ISTE, which you actually had on there, and I took it off and that's a technology education conference, which I think is excellent. It confirms too that we have some of the best technology and to get other ideas. But I do try to be good stewards of a budget that we never know what it's going to be. So there are things that come up. ISTE this year is, it's in Florida, but it ends, I wouldn't get back to the day before I have to turn around and leave on vacation. So I thought that's a whole lot of moving. So if things come up, I definitely would request, I just want to make sure there's something that's valuable to the school division when I attend.
That's why I wanted to know.
Yep.
You make sure if it's valuable, make sure you go.
Right.
That's all.
And I tend to if I'm going to go, I want to take a team of people with me at least. So in the past, even in the prior role, ISTE, it was several of us that would go to make sure that we had good representation to cover things for the big ones. And to make sure that, we have people that get trained and bring back some other ideas and buy into those ideas too. Just recently, I haven't seen anything that wants to go. But I would request if there was something that came up.
Okay, thank you.
Any further discussion? All right, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion carried. All right, we have no non-action items at this time. Next, informational items, student service update from Dr. Lewis.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, Dr. Martin, Superintendent, and school board members. So tonight I'm just going to do an update. I've been coming every 3 months, every 4 months, to just kind of give an update on discipline. Tonight I am going to also include some of the student support things that go along under my title. So in looking at discipline, when we're in the buildings, everything looks like it's going better, but unfortunately, we are not where we were last year. We're still, we're having more discipline this year. So we're currently at 477. Last year at this time, we were at 413. And of course, you look at the data, but I'm not sure as to what may have contributed to the rise in discipline, but of course we do have some things in place that hopefully as we continue through the year that things will be on the decrease, although this week wouldn't show that. So currently for December through March, Blackstone had 40, pre-primary had 38, Nottoway Intermediate had 110, middle school 139, and the high school 150 incident sanctions consequences. So for the month of December, which you would think that December is a shorter month, but we did still have 71 sanctions that we had with discipline that month. Blackstone had 5, Crew Primary 9, and the intermediate school 20, middle school 15, and high school 19. January, another not such long month. Well, actually January is, because we get paid December the 19th and then we gotta wait till the end of January to get paid. So it's definitely a longer month. So I guess our students felt it too. So Blackstone is 8, Crew Primary is 9, intermediate 35, middle school 29, and high school 33. As far as February, we had 137, Blackstone 14, Crew Primary 14, intermediate 24, middle school 42, high school 43. For March, we had 158, Blackstone 13, Crew Primary 6, Nottoway Intermediate School 31, middle school 53, and the high school 55. So next I'll just kind of break down through December and March by school, just as to share how they were categorized. So the 3 main categories are behaviors that impede, like disrupt the classroom, the learning environment. So that could be disruption, non-compliance, so different things, use of inappropriate language that interrupt the learning environment. And then the next area is endangering self or others, which lends into threats, assault, striking of staff, violence, aggressive behavior. And then the last category is safety concerns, which are the physical altercation and include the transportation. I will say that looking at the data, transportation has definitely gone down. We don't have as many discipline referrals on our buses through this December through March. So for Blackstone, they had 15 that impeded the academic progress, 15 that dealt with safety of others and themselves, and then for behaviors of safety concerns, they had 10. For Crew Primary, they had 14 that interrupted their classroom disruption, 20 for safety that was, like I said, aggressive behavior, threats, assaults, and then behavior concerns that dealt with physical altercations and transportation, and you only had 4. Intermediate, for the behavior that impacted the academic progress, was 84. Behavior of safety was 16. Behavior of safety concerns that dealt with more of the physical altercation and transportation was 10. For the middle school, it was 104 with our babies with the impeding the learning environment. And you all know, when I looked at that, I said, well, the intermediate is that awkward level where our babies tend to want to be adults but not want to be adults, and sometimes they just don't, they give you a little bit more challenge because they're teenagers, they become teenagers, so their tone changes, their bodies change, and so we attribute some of that to their growth and things of that nature. So endangering the self of others, 16. Physical altercation and transportation was 19. Then for the high school, we had 126. And I think they know a little bit better, but we're still working with them. For impeding academic progress and class disruption was 126. Behavior that endangered themselves or others was 18. And the safety concerns, which were more physical altercation and transportation, was a 6. So I also wanted to highlight the fact that we do have our Fulcrum program that is in all of our schools now. We have 2 elementary school counselors that support in the mental health side, supporting individual counseling for our students. So we have 2 counselors, and they actually bounce off of each other. They support Blackstone and Crew. They have certain days that one counselor goes to Crew, one counselor goes to Blackstone. So throughout the week, there is an additional counselor at both of the elementary schools. And then we have 2 counselors that support the complex, which is the intermediate school, middle school, and the high school. And so total right now, they're serving about 175 of our students. And if you look at Blackstone, there's 25 Crew primary, there's 40. Intermediate, there's 43. Middle school, 29. And at the high school, 38. They do meet with the students weekly. They have plans that they work towards. And their goal is they're looking at academics, attendance, and anything dealing with the students' mental health that they may be dealing with. Parents do have to agree, so they have to sign them up to receive the services. And we have been gracious to receive our behavioral specialist who has come on board and hit the ground running. She has done some observations. She's done about 22 observations of students, and we also have her supporting our staff, and she's done about 25 observations of our staff. And so the goal is that she observes students to see what strategies can be put in place to support them, and then also supporting our teachers to see what strategies they can also implement from their side to support our students with making sure that we're meeting all of our students' needs. So she's been awesome. She will be providing professional development for our staff at the beginning of the year and then ongoing throughout the year. This year, she has supported our students with disabilities teachers, our special education teachers, and attended some of their meetings to provide strategies. So it's just not a one population. She's for the whole division, for all students. I will say that she is very hands-on. She knows the material. She shares the material. She attends meetings. She'll bring a basket for a student that may have some challenges for the teacher to implement within the classroom. So she is very hands-on and definitely has been a pleasure bringing her on, and she is an asset to the division. So we are definitely happy to have her. Then my Reset Academy, which we currently serve 21 students. I currently have 5 there. We have some that are transitioning back into middle school and intermediate school next week. When I looked at the program, Dr. Martin said, well, is there success? You know, share about the success. When I look at that program, I would say that there's small gains, but have a big impact. When you touch one or figure out one thing that works for a student, I feel that that's a big gain for us. Mr. Hayes is awesome. He connects with our students. He knows our students. You'd be surprised that the students say, Mr. Hayes not going to be there, I'm not coming. We still encourage them, of course, to come. But he has such a connection with the students that it makes a difference. Some of them never want to leave. They're like, can I do this through 12th grade? I'm like, no, it's not built for that. But they are excited about the program. He does interactive things with them. He is an instructor, but you'd be surprised at how much academics he knows. Through that program, we have our special education case managers. They come and provide services to the students. We also have our counselors that check in on the students. The Fulcrum counselors also go into the program and support. And we also have Miss our behavioral specialist. She hasn't gone in there. She has checked in, but next year I'm going to have her on a rotation so that she can also provide support as our students re-enter the school. When they go to Reset, of course, it looks different when they're in their regular classes. So her observing there is not a good estimate because I'll be honest with you, he has flexible seating in there. He has the just fidgets and different things. So it's very, you know, unorthodox in there. It's an alternative setting, I guess I should say. And so the students really enjoy it. They do their work, they get help, and they actually enjoy it in there. We also have our physical education teacher who also comes in, and our fire science teacher who also checks in to just offer up some different supports to our students. So great program, looking for what it will do next year and hopefully serve more students through that program. For our alternative ed, and that gets a little gray for me because it's alternative, but we have night school and we have GED and then we have some alternative. So I tried to kind of capture it as I speak about it. So for alternative, I currently have 4 students. And when I say alternative, they're there for different reasons. I have some night school students there. The high school thought the program was so great that they just wanted to send a whole lot of students to the night school program. So which is good because as we build a program, as we think about our students, we want to serve and provide their needs. So we have some seniors who are actually working on their high school diploma through this program. So they've come over, they've hit the ground running, so that's been great. We do have 2 students who are currently being tested. taken their GED test. They've completed 2 of their tests. They've passed them. So now they're going back. We've had some setback with the weather as far as them getting to SVCC to test. But I will tell you, the goal is that at the end of the year, we will have 2 graduates completing their GED. So they actually are scheduled for the 24th and the 22nd of this month to go over. That means that they come in and they get tutoring, remediation to support them so that they can be prepared for the test. I have awesome teachers there too. And so let's see. Did I talk about everything up there? I don't want to talk too long. I think I had a time limit. But next steps, so what I've done, I did go and view a program, and I came back and I said, hey, they run their program different. What I did get from the program is that we're going to implement where we talk about additional options for our students that are attending Reset as well as the alternative school. I have Job Corps information. I've spoken to the high school counselors. They're also going to present that information. I am working on conducting and having the students create complete an interest inventory, because the goal of the program is an alternative, but we want to meet their needs. So we need to know what their interest is, or their interests are. So we're going to conduct an interest inventory so that we can bring in some of our folks from the community and have them speak on that area or have them visit that area. And because we have the staff and we have access to transportation, we can provide that to our students. Our administrators are constantly meeting with parents. They have to come in to meet with our administrative team. I'm a part of those teams when they meet with parents, as well as the behavioral specialists. And when parents come in, of course, we're discussing expectations. How can we move forward? I will tell you that when you're working with a family with students that may exhibit different behaviors, it is a team effort. So it's just not about the student. It's just not about the parent. It's just not about the school. It's about us working collaboratively and working together to better serve our students. Our administrators are also doing like some reset where they're re-emphasizing the expectations when they do their walkthroughs, when they present their morning announcements. So they're also doing that. Let's see. And I think that's enough. Yes, sir.
Questions. Do you have any feel for the underlying factors that are causing these behavior problems, and what, if anything, are you doing about it? What can you do?
What can we do? That is a big question, and so what we have been doing, my behavioral specialist, we had a conversation about this just the other day, because behavior is communication. What's going on? Why are they exhibiting the behaviors? And it takes time. It takes trust for the student to build with the staff members that they're working with. So it has been a challenge, and I cannot put I was just telling Ms. Wood that today, I cannot put a pin on what it is, but I will say this, that it is different for every student. What's going on with me personally, from home to school, is not what's going on with you or any other student. So it is very individualized. We have been able to kind of pinpoint some. A lot of it deals with family concerns, and some students, contrary to how they may look within a school, they sometimes seem social, but some don't do well with so when we put them at the alternative or reset, they flourish more because it's smaller, and they get more individualized attention. So I would say that is one of my goals. I actually was reading on that because I'm like, how do I motivate the students? What is it? For instance, like some of the seniors, like, what is it? It's January, and Mr. Wilson's like, hey, well, how can we meet the needs of our seniors that aren't making it? And their graduation is right around the corner. But in watching and interacting and meeting with the students, I think it's just sometimes it's too much going on in the larger setting, and so they need a smaller setting. But I think there's also some things that are also outside that contribute to the things that they're going through. So putting them in a smaller setting helps that. And then what I found more so with my Reset Academy, they build such a strong relationship with the instructors that they're comfortable and they want to work and they want to do and they want to be successful. So it does make a big difference. But I'm working on that.
How does Nottoway compare, say, with other school divisions in our region with the number of behavior issues?
I would have to look that up. But because of our national average and things that we just see on you know, in our communities and on television, I would say that we're probably all seeing about the same. We also have to keep in mind, and we have to remind ourselves that this was our students that went through COVID. And so this generation had a lot more going on with them than some of us had when we were, you know, their age. So I would have to say that I don't know. I would have to research that, but I can definitely say that I'm pretty sure we're in line with.
I would imagine so, just.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So the COVID babies are now?
Our kindergartners are now in 6th grade.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, now.
2020.
And so when you actually look at the data, and myself and Dr. Martin were at the intermediate school last year at the end, that group is now 6th grade, and they're a good group, but you know, it's some things that socially that you can tell that, and academically, remember they were teaching themselves to read because, I mean, they want a computer, and that can be a challenge, so they were not all in person. So it has made a difference, but we as an educational system are definitely looking at what we can do and what we can implement, and that's why we have a behavioral specialist, that's why we have fulcrum, that's why we have awesome staff. We have a great superintendent that is concerned about our students and what else we can put in place to support them. So it is making a difference because our students know that we care and we want them to be successful.
I think that goes along with when I was asking you about traveling, to make sure that we get all the information we need to see what other schools are doing. And that coincides, okay.
Mr. Chairman, I would just like to add too, and this could be part of the influx in a few of our numbers, we are holding students accountable. And with our expectations that are in place, you know, we were meeting with the school today for their quarterly meeting, and we told them, that's data for us if you put a referral in. I'm not going to tell a teacher not to put a referral in. I also don't expect teachers to deal with behaviors continuously in the classroom. Other students cannot teach, or teachers cannot teach, and other students cannot learn in classrooms with some of the behaviors. And we encourage the principals to call them in. Dr. Lewis is selling herself a little short here, but this is her passion. Truly, she's deep down, she's got a counseling heart. She brings the rest of us back to level head sometime. If we say no, she's like, oh, hold on now, y'all aren't doing that. But she truly has a passion for what she does, for working with students. She didn't say this either, so any student that has 5 or more referrals, we check those numbers every month. Let's say the other day, she told the principal, she said, don't worry, I got the same email from her that y'all did, that something wasn't coded in the system right, but still, she takes those 5 referrals and she attends every one of those meetings with the students and the principals at 5 and the parent has to come in for that meeting when they have 5 referrals. So she is very instrumental in the student services part and really advocating for those students, and we are very fortunate to have her doing that work.
Any questions?
Thank you all, because I know this is a concern, and thanks for being on top of it.
It's a constant.
It is a concern.
Daily struggle.
Okay. I'm glad you're on top of it.
Thank you very much. Next, we have an update on the 21st Century Grants from Dr. Martin.
They have been sitting so patiently waiting to highlight their program, so I'm not going to speak very long about it before I hand it over to the coordinators of the program. So we've been very fortunate over the years to have 21st Century. This is actually our last cycle of 21st Century funding. It ends June 30th for us, and we are not eligible for another round until the following year, so there has to be a break in that, so it would be 27, 28 that year when we could apply. But of course, the federal budget is showing that's the skinny budget that's coming out at the federal level is showing a cut to some of the educational programs that are in place, and 21st Century overall is one of those that's in that list. So we all, as I shared with the school today, we are looking at other avenues within our budget that we can support students moving forward into next school year, because it does fill a huge need for our families and for our staff and for our students. However, I am going to turn it over to 3 exceptional coordinators. They run their programs, they work together collaboratively to make sure they're all on the same page. And our 21st Century programs would not be what they were if it wasn't for the work of our 3 coordinators that, I mean, they run it all. It's their babies, it's their programs. They deal with the kids if it's something on the bus, contacting parents, if a child doesn't get picked up. It is them, and we are truly grateful to have dedicated staff like that within the division. So I'm not sure who's taking the lead, but just so that you know who they are. Jennifer Nelson, she's the coordinator at Crew Primary School. Malicia Clary, she is the coordinator at Blackstone Primary School. And Robin Sapp, she gets to do dual roles at intermediate and middle school. They get to share her. So I'm going to turn it over to them, and I believe there's students that are going to highlight parts of it tonight.
Good evening, how y'all doing today? I'm Elisa Claire, as you stated. I'm the coordinator at Blackstone Primary School, and I'm going to kick us off. I'm going to try not to talk too long, like Dr. Lewis said as well, and I got a good treat for you guys waiting outside as well. Alrighty, this is Nottoway County Public Schools 21st Century Program. Some of our objectives for the school year for the 2025-2026 for reading and math. 80% of our regular program participants will attend 30 or more days for discipline by June 2026. 50% of our students participating in the 21st Century Program for 30 days or more will show a 10% decrease in school suspensions, as evidenced based by what Dr. Lewis just presented to us, and attendance. By the end of the 2025-2026 school year, 90% of all of our students participating in after-school programming will maintain good school attendance by remaining under 10% of the chronic absentee rate of 10%. At this time, Nottoway County Public Schools has met and exceeded the state's objectives for the 2025-2026 21st Century grants. A couple highlights for Blackstone Primary School. We currently serve 139 students ranging from pre-K to kindergarten. It does represent 28% of our total student population. This does allow for our teachers to provide enriching activities and support those students who need those extra hours of learning and enrichment. 21st Century does allow for us to give a comprehensive 2-hour experience for our students. The first hour, which is from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m., we have reading and math remediation. Reading remediation at Blackstone Primary School is on Tuesday and Thursdays, and it is presented by grade level teachers. So if during the school hours, those students who cannot completely finish their work or need that extra time one-to-one with their teachers or small group time, this is the perfect time for them to do it. Math remediation is on Monday and Wednesday. That is also with grade level teachers as well. And Virginia Studies remediation is on Thursday, and we know that's with our 4th grade. For enrichment hour from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m., we have chess club, glee club, keyboarding club, young men's club, by Mr. Folks, who was presented earlier. We have our Pride team, who you guys will meet momentarily. We have STEM that is presented with SVCC, and we have our Reading Rangers Club. Here we have a little video from our Friday night STEM, if you guys would like to take a moment and watch.
Y'all ready?
Excuse my voice.
Count down. She was finna launch it. 6, 5.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Did anybody survive? Oh no!
At least we tried.
Yes. Go,
Enthusiastic.
On that Friday, the students had to take an egg and form some type of compartment, like as if they were a superhero. Then we took them outside and they threw the egg at the wall. And as you can see, Kobe won that day. His egg survived. He used like 4 crates of egg crate cartons to put them together, but he worked very hard on it. We have a few pictures of our teachers, well, some of my teachers working. 2 gentlemen at the bottom, that's our keyboarding club. And then at the end of the month, the last week of 21st Century, we do try to give the kids a little break, and we do activities with them for both hours. The teachers come up with a theme or activity that goes along with whatever holiday coming up or whatever's going on. It does pertain to academics as well. Like Miss Hawthorne, during Christmas time, she read a gingerbread book to the students, and the students made gingerbread houses out of paper, brown paper bags, and they put candles on the inside. It was the cutest little thing. I wish I had it. All right, and then the next slide before I present it to you guys, it is our Pride team. And our Pride team was able to participate in the crew and the Blackstone Parade this year, and they were placed first place in both of them. All right. From John McGuire as well, our congressman for this district, for placing first in both.
All right.
And then they're going to give you guys a little performance as well. These are our girls of Pride.
It's been hot.
We are the proud. We are the pride of Blackstone Primary School. The pride, the pride. We're alive.
Bring it.
Six, seven.
It's okay.
I think I see some future cheerleaders.
Same thing.
Sorry, I didn't recognize. This is Miss Wilkerson. She's the coordinator of pride. She works really, really hard, and you know, teaching second graders to fourth graders how to stay on beat and stay in rhythm takes a lot of time. But yeah.
Only thing harder when you're trying to teach me.
You can definitely come join us one day.
She was trying to teach me.
You give up 2 left feet.
I got 4 left feet.
It's a folk evening. Through primary school, we have our morning program, which begins from 7. It goes to 7:30, and students go from the morning program to breakfast or to their classrooms. We have 30 students currently enrolled in our morning program. Our afternoon program has 147 students, meaning that 39% of our students have directly benefited from the afternoon program. We are currently enrolling about 40 students in our SOL Superstars program, which is tailored specifically for the 3rd and 4th graders as we go into SOL prep time. This work is powered by over 30 dedicated staff members, from our bus driver, our teachers, administration, and cafeteria workers showing up for our students every single day. Our academic groups run from 2:45 to 3:45. We have our grades K through 4 remediation, which is Monday through Thursday, and grade level teachers run those groups. We work on our Lexia and Zern programs for grades 1 through 4, Monday through Thursday, also taught by our grade level teachers. And again, our SOL Superstars runs Monday through Thursday, and that is our 3rd and 4th grade teachers running that. We were really excited and included some new clubs this year, which was one of the most beneficial new programs that we have introduced. We had 4 clubs this year. Our art crew, our Bobcat Players, which put on a production at Christmas time, our Build It crew, which is our newest crew, where they're directly working with engineering skills, so they're using 3D pens and things like that. And then we also have an amazing Palms group, our Bossy Palms group, which we're going to talk a little bit more about in a few minutes. This is a picture from our production. We did a winter solstice production. We had about 20 kids who participated in that, which was a wonderful experience for them to get up on stage. They helped write the play, they helped pick the music. It was a really amazing experience. Dr. Martin got to come and watch some of that. And that was led by Liz Lee, who is our new music teacher this year. And these are some of the highlights from some of our different groups. We do a lot of making and creating. Our Bossy Palms program was really lucky to get to work with the Blackstone Pride during our Black History Month program this year. And one of the best things about that is you're taking groups from 2 different schools who are eventually going to be together in a few years, and these are kids that already have a similar interest. So, you know, very potentially they're going to be together on teams and things, and as you mentioned, perhaps the cheerleading squad. So it's a great introduction to kind of get some kids mingling with other kids that they might not generally get to work with. During our last week before our winter break and our last week before our spring break, our groups all come together and we do a station rotation. So we have a different theme in the winter time and then again in the spring. And one of my very favorite things, being the librarian, I know I'm a little biased, is that our program allows us to send home a new book with every student in our 21st Century program before we go on winter break, so they have something to read, and then again before we go on spring break. So you consider that 147 students got brand new books, and then in the winter and then again in the spring, and so we're helping to build their home libraries as well. So we're directly impacting them outside of the school building, not just inside our walls.
That's me. Okay, so Nottoway Intermediate and the middle school, we run the same way as far as academics is first, the enrichment is second. We're just an hour later. Give them time to get their kids home, and we start, I think, kind of like when y'all are in mid-leaving. We've had more kids that registered from the middle school this year than we did previously, and actually a lot more that show up, which, you know, I'm glad for that. And I, too, am very thankful for my staff who show up every day no matter what. They come back. One thing that I'm really happy that, you know, I only did this for 2 years, I've done it for 2 years, but we do have partnerships. And last year we didn't have anybody in the community that was partnering, but this year we have once a month Jackie Zadowoski coming from the public library, and they do activities which could be art related, you know, learning about, oh gosh, yeah, what is the Hispanic? Yes, that, and they did mask, and they've done, oh gosh, stain, what is it? I can't think today. But anyway, they've done a lot of craft and learning activities. Then we have Piedmont Soil and Water, and that's Kelly Atkinson, who is from, she's our local person for that, and they have done a lot of good things. One thing that she asked me in the beginning of the year, did we want to adopt a cow? And I said, sure, where do we keep it? But we physically don't have.
I'll take it.
She is cute, but, and actually, I have a picture. There she is. There's Rosie. And with that program, it was where the school could adopt a cow, and the kids get to go from, all through the year, from birth to whatever that cow is. They talk about how big it's grown, how much it's grown, how much it weighs, how much it eats, what it does. It's a dairy cow. Thankfully.
That would have been a good idea for
that was my second question. What kind of cow would this cow live? All right. So anyway,
I need to take care of it.
It's a lot of fun. She comes and, you know, gives like real tangible illustrations of what that cow is doing, eating, all that stuff. This, I don't have a whole lot of pictures of my students because guess what? That age, they don't want a lot of pictures. Don't put me in a picture. So I do have some here that I've captured learning, and they like, we're very casual. If they do their work and they are able to have an alternate kind of learning environment instead of studying behind that, you know, in the desk at that chair, then they can do it, and they really do. They do it. And we also do Zern, Lexia, homework help, a lot of that, anything. I look at their grades, you know, the kids will come in and say, oh, I'm good. And I'm like, well, this D does not tell me that you're good. Oh, yeah, Miss Sam. So they are definitely accountable, and, I enjoy it, but they are that wonderful age group of middle school and coming up to middle school. The summer STEM, that's me?
That's me.
Because they didn't tell me that.
Take a little breath. So one of the most amazing aspects of 21st Century for us has been our summer STEM camp. Every summer, students in grades 2 through 6 that are currently enrolled in the 21st Century program have the chance to go out to the Keysville campus of SVCC. And we work throughout the year with the same teachers that are with us in the summertime. Each week throughout the summer, they showcase a different theme with activities that are focused on STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, art, and math, or STEAM actually, art and math. And we've had some incredible experiences. Last year we highlighted when the bomb squad came and set off an actual bomb. We've had a helicopter land on the lawn at SVCC, and the kids have gotten to get up close and look at all that. This year's themes will be Lights, Camera, Action, which runs from June 15th to the 18th, and our field trip for that week will be the Virginia Air and Space Museum in Hampton on June 19th. And then our second week of STEM camp will be Kitchen Chemistry, which is June 22nd through 25th, and we'll be traveling to the Virginia Safari Park in Natural Bridge. And this is what 21st Century makes possible. All of these students had an amazing opportunity to spend 2 weeks on a college campus. And again, this is 4 different schools coming together, interacting. We have second graders interacting with middle school kids who can be leaders for them and set a good example. But again, as I spoke about earlier, these are kids who are going to be coming together in different aspects of the community, whether it's directly through school, through sports teams and things like that. So you already have a friend that you remember from camp, and now you're in class with them, and it makes the whole transition, I think, to different schools a little bit easier, especially for our little ones. And these are some of the pictures. Last year, one of our themes was time travel, and so they traveled back in history to different times, and they had, in this second picture, they had to work together, and the schools were combined, and they had to make aqueducts. So they talked about Roman infrastructure and things like that. Again, all very hands-on and interactive. The first picture over here, we have some of our older kiddos, and they're doing cave drawings and cave paintings. This is Sawyer Wilson. He is Alexa Wilson's son. She's one of our teachers. He has a lot of personality, as you can tell, and this is his axe that he made. We, as I said, have a lot of hands-on experiences, and some of them are a little yuckier than others. So yes, that is a real brain. We have dissected fish. We have done all kinds of things that, smell kind of yucky, but most of the time the kids get their hands right in there and they are really excited. You'll notice they're wearing different little caps. Those are their brain caps, their thinking caps that they designed. Here's another picture of our aqueducts.
Some of our 21st century.
Yes, ma'am. Some of our field trips that we went on last year. I love the dome at the Science Museum, and just to be able to go to these places that some of our students would not have the opportunity to in general, but then to do extra things like the dome. Again, all of this is funded and free for our students. We had a little Renaissance fair, so that's our picture over here. They designed crowns. Here's them creating their brains.
So, I don't think any of us we're both 2 years, you and I. And you came mid-year and the full year. It's been a wild trip. It really, really has. But I really am 100% on board for what 21st Century stands for, because there are a lot of opportunities. There's good money there, hopefully. We don't know what the future's going to be like, but it's small. Well, my group's the smallest one. They definitely have waiting lists. I don't. I'm begging kids because that age group really doesn't want to stay after. But I have seen these kids from 6th grade where when they came into the cafeteria, Dr. Gravely was there. And I really have to attribute my job and being a 21st century coordinator to Dr. Gravely, who gave me a call over the summer and said, "Don't you want to do 21st century?" And I said, "Yes, maybe." But it has been a wild ride. But when the kids came in, I looked around and thought, I am never going to be able to do anything. This is way beyond my scope. I think I shared that several times. But I got to know the kids. And if you know me, I tell all the kids the reason I have a job is because of you. Not because of my principal or the school board, and I don't mean that in any disrespectful way, but they are the reason I come to school, and they are the reason that I go to work, and I love them. I will kind of miss 21st century, I will, but thankfully I'll get to see my kids. But I have got to know my kids, and I call them my kids, and I feel that way. And we all feel that way. And it's been a really pleasure. Don't know what the future will hold. We don't know what our government is going to do, but I think it's a wonderful opportunity. Whoever's in our place, whether it be us or someone else, if there's opportunity, I hope our county can support it or other avenues. So thank you. Thank you, Dr. Martin. Thank you, Carrie, for giving me an opportunity to get to know the kids and my coworkers. So I appreciate it. And that's
Thank you very much.
The end.
Hopefully this little break can be a planning.
Yeah.
All right, thank you all very much. All right, next we have the ANTC report from Mr. Outlaw.
Okey-doke. ANTC continues to shine. The carpentry class built 2 picnic tables for use on the ball fields behind us here. The Skills USA is a cosmetology competition, and we had students participate in that recently. The clinicals are all done, and I think we're headed into credentialing. So busy time at ANTC, and I mean it's if you've never been by there, you really need to go. They're doing some great things.
True. Yes, indeed. Thank you very much. Next, we have the Governor's School report from Ms. Duncan.
So I'll start with the non-fun stuff and then to the fun stuff. So we did share with you previously that a math teacher had left, part of our faculty. We do believe that we have found a suitable replacement. And hopefully a position will be offered to that individual for the start of the next school year. Now the fun stuff, one of the highlights is that when you are a junior in the Governor's School, you begin a 18-month-long project that you present in your senior year. Some of those things that our students presented on was soil recovery following wildfires, the impact of fertilizers on aquatic zooplankton, bacterial decomposition of food waste, the effect of ethanol on lip gloss transfers, that's an interesting one, and the use of neem oil as a natural herbicide. So that's just a few of them that students in Alberta, not necessarily all just our students, but the Alberta campus, which our students attend, did some of their presentations on. They are slated to graduate on May the 9th, and we are still encouraging parents of students with GSSV to become involved. They can sign up for the parent email listserv as well as attend the parent gathering. Did I miss anything? Okay.
All right, thank you very much. And also next to the SEAC report from Ms. Duncan.
You heard a majority of it here tonight.
Yes, indeed.
I do believe the SEAC is in great hands. I believe the SEAC is growing. I believe in the future you're going to see amazing things. The local SEAC is designed to be a voice for parents as well as a connection for parents of students with disabilities. And I see great things happening on the horizon. I have seen great things this year. We had at our last meeting 4 parents. And I know that number is so small, I know it.
Better than 0.
But for us, I have been at some level involved with the SEAC for 5 years, I think, maybe, somewheres. Could be wrong, don't quote me. Anyways, a long time. And I have seen many a times 0 parents, with the exception of me. So 4 is a very good thing. It's progress. So we did review the SPED budget, and new meeting dates are to be determined.
Thank you very much. Next, the student liaison report.
Good evening, guys.
Good evening.
So we have a spring blood drive coming up that the National Honor Society is hosting, and that's on Tuesday, April the 28th. And all students, the Honor Society members, faculty, and staff members are encouraged to sign up and participate. So if anybody wants to, you can contact any National Honor Society member or Ms. Turpin if you're interested. Go at 11, you'll see me. The FBLA, we have 3 students from the high school that will be traveling to Reston, VA tomorrow to compete in the FBLA State Conference. And they're going to compete in categories of public speaking, customer service, and sales presentation. And we have Project Mock coming up for prom. And on Thursday, April the 23rd, students will participate in the VCU Project Mock Impact. And Nottoway High School is going to partner with VCU Health, the Sheriff's Office, and the Nottoway County Fire and Rescue to participate in the impaired driving stimulation. And then the goal for this is to educate all the students about the realities of the trauma that's associated with all the risks that they're taking when they go to drive, like with distracted driving, alcohol, and like any substance abuse. And so it's helping them understand the medical and judicial consequences that they'll receive. All right, now we have some save the dates. We have SOLs coming up.
Okay.
So this flyer is posted on the Nottoway County Public Schools page. But May 11th, we're going to have World Geography, Biology, and Reading. May 12th is Algebra 1, Geometry, and U.S. History. And then May 13th to the 15th is the makeups. And May 18th to the 22nd is the retakes. And then on Saturday, April 25th, we have our prom from 7 to 10:30. And that's here at the high school. And the theme is the Masquerade Ball. On May 1st, we have Decision Day for seniors, so we're going to throw a little party. And on June 1st, we have the Senior Parade. On the 4th, we have Class Night. On the 5th, we have Graduation Practice, and on the 6th is the big day of graduation.
All right.
And lastly, for athletics, all the spring sports have started, and they all have full rosters. So all of softball, soccer, outdoor track, and baseball. And lastly, Bradley Hamilton won the state championship for indoor track in the 1 mile and 2 mile races.
All right.
Pretty impressive.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much. Next, the superintendent report from Dr. Martin.
Okay, so we're back from spring break. It's only been a few days, but things are busy. This is a very busy time of year. As Avery said, we have testing coming up across all schools. I think I learned in a training earlier today that they call it a testing festival. That's what we should term it as. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not sure testing is a festival, but
kind of connotation there.
Yeah, we'll go with it for that. But
Usually enjoyable things.
yeah, I'm not sure how much our students, anybody enjoys testing.
Yes, indeed.
But if that puts a positive spin on it, we'll go with it. So tonight, so y'all know I like to tell stories, and I'm not bringing Marcus up tonight, okay? Marcus is still resting. He had a big experience before, but I'm just gonna tell a quick story, because if we don't tell our story in Nottoway, somebody else is gonna tell it for us. And we have great things happening within our schools, across all of our departments. So I just wanna take a moment tonight to say this, that we do have truly great people doing great work and serving amazing students across the division. And we have a responsibility and an opportunity to tell that story to people, because who better can tell what's going on than the people that are here working and our students that are here. When you walk into our schools, you will see it. And I encourage anybody to come walk into our schools, into our classrooms, to see the work that's going on firsthand. At Blackstone Primary School, you see a strong early learning foundation being built every single day. You see students that are engaged. You see teachers that are very intentional in their work and a focus on ensuring every child is learning to read and growing with confidence in their building. At Crew Primary School, you see an environment where staff are committed to meeting students where they are and to supporting their academic development from the very start and pushing them to excel, to go higher and go beyond. At Nottoway Intermediate School, you see a continued push for academic growth. You see teachers working to close gaps, provide some targeted supports, and ensure that our students are moving and growing and being prepared for middle school. At middle school, you see a focus on structure, expectations, and building a culture where students understand what it means to be responsible, respectful, and ready to learn. We know middle school is a very wonderful age. It has its best days, and some days you're like, oh, what happened to them today? But they have to have structure, they have to have expectations. At the high school, you see an opportunity in action. You see students that are excelling in academics. You see students that are participating in dual enrollment through our partnerships with Southside. You see engaging hands-on pathways like the firefighting class that was highlighted last month. And they're earning credentials that will take them and make them successful outside of school. And at the Amelia Nottoway Technical Center, you see real-life skills. They highlighted it this evening for you. Some of you got to experience that last month. Preparing for a workforce beyond Nottoway High School, Amelia Nottoway Technical Center, being able to be out there in the working world. Those aren't just isolated examples that we see, but that's who we are as a school division. That support, those people, those promises, those expectations that we're making for our students. Behind all of that, you see dedicated staff members. I cannot speak highly enough about our staff members across the school division. They are committed to Nottoway County. Does that mean that everything always goes right 100% of the time? No, we aren't hiding in some corner thinking that stuff is just grand and perfect. And we recognize those things when they're wrong, and we improve them, and we go forward, and we have staff that is dedicated to make those things move and happen. They are committed to our students each and every day when they show up. They were here this evening, sitting through to support their students. Their work often is what goes unseen behind the scenes in those schools to make things happen. They are the foundation, though, of everything that goes on. We're seeing true progress. We're seeing growth in reading. I was looking at the Ignite information that came in, and we had students that have grown over a year in reading skills at the second grade level that were behind. That is true progress in what our students are doing, and that comes from teachers that are dedicated and staff that are dedicated to see that they are doing well. Our alignment is so much better than where it has been. We are working tirelessly to make sure that we are providing top quality Tier 1 instruction in the classroom. We have schools that have earned full accreditation, and we have schools and we have people that are being recognized for the work that they do every single day. We have students that are achieving at really high levels. I mean, our graduation rates are going up each year. we are proud of the work that our students are doing. You heard her say about achievement in athletics. Our goal is to have a student that excels academically, but is also well-rounded and has those opportunities that they can enjoy and they can grow in. And it all happens because of that focused effort and that shared commitment to improvement. That's across the board. I mean, just everybody is fully dedicated and committed to the work that we have here. And as I said, we can't assume that people know our story and know why they want to come here, why they want to move here. We have to be making sure that we're the ones telling that to our community, to businesses, that the opportunities do exist here and that we truly care for the people that work here and for our students that we are producing out of Nottoway County Schools. And I feel strongly that we have to tell it, we have to show it, and we have to be proud of it each and every day and the work that we are doing. And it's something worth recognizing. We try to highlight anything positive that is coming out of our school division so that people know the great things that are happening. So I just wanted to share that this evening, that there are truly great people across the board, and we do really have amazing students. I hear people that come from outside and they walk in and different things and they tell us, they said, y'all's kids are amazing. They are well-mannered, they are polite, always are quiet in buildings, and they really do speak highly from the outside. I mean, and that goes from vendors coming in to do work in our buildings and things, and just how great our students are and how great our staff are that they're working with. So I just wanted to share that this evening.
Thank you very much.
You neglected to mention the wonderful interactive staff development that we have.
Well, some things I just keep. Would y'all like me to demonstrate it for you? So we do, everybody knows, we have, we practice different situations during principal leadership PD sessions. We have them once a month, and I firmly believe, and I think they know too, that I want them to be engaging, and I want them to be able to take away something that they can immediately go back and do in their buildings. I don't believe in PD being something that I tell you dates or things for, because I can send you that in an email and they know I expect them to read emails. But we also do scenarios where they get to coach me and work on their coaching skills, so when they go back and work with teachers, and I try to provide them a real life experience. They never know if I'm going to cry, if I'm going to stomp off, what I'm going to do, but I feel that it prepares them. I mean, I might go take my chair and sit somewhere else. I might sit on the floor for them. They never know what they're going to get, but I want them to be prepared for everything, students, staff, anything that they might have to deal with. And they love it. They wait to see which one is going to be the one that gets to do it.
Teacher sitting in the middle of the floor.
There's been instances, everything I provide them with has been a real experience that somebody has dealt with at some point in time in their career. And I just want to tell you, they are so eager to do it. They are like jumping out of their chairs, raising their hands, saying, "Oh, please let me be the one that gets to coach you today." Isn't that right, Mr. Wilson?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the lightning bolt.
All right, thank you very much. I also want to state for the record, Mr. Sonny Abbott has returned to the meeting.
Thank you.
Matters of school board interest, April 13th, the safety forum at the main auditorium. Dinner will be served at 5:30, and the forum to follow at 6. On April 14th, we will be having a VDOE visit in the mini auditorium at 9 a.m. On April 23rd is the VSBA training, the board's role in school budget development, virtual. June 5th is the VSBA 26 Hybrid School Law Conference, Richmond Marriott Short Pump. All right, under other, Mr. Outlaw, do you have anything?
I do not.
All right, Mr. Abbott, do you have anything?
Simple, thank you for allowing me to separate it's an experience to be there during what they call a work session.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you.
Mr. Wilson, do you have anything?
Nothing at this time.
Ms. Duncan, do you have anything?
The only thing that I had on my mind to speak today is I wanted to thank the teachers and the staff. I do know for a fact that many of you work, quote unquote, off the clock. You take work home, you think about things, you plan things that is outside your normal, quote unquote, work hours. And I wanted to extend it to the entire division, that I do see it, I appreciate it, and I know the effort that you're putting in. And thank you.
Yes, indeed, thank you. I can ditto that as well. And I just want to remind the board, let me know if there are any items you wish to add for the April work session. All right, is there a closed meeting resolution?
Before I offer this, are there changes to what was published? Then
I mean, yes, it was, but
Not for the closed meeting.
You should have the updated.
did you receive what we updated in board docs? Yes.
No, yeah, nothing was updated here. You had everything.
But that's what I'm wondering, did he get the updates?
Oh, I don't know.
Updates, I don't
There you
think he
go.
did. Damien, do you have your copy?
Pass that down.
I don't know if I saw anything different on.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I printed mine before it was updated too, yeah.
Pursuant to Section 2.23711A of the Code of Virginia, I move that the board convene a closed meeting for the purpose of discussing the following specific matters. A1, the consideration for personnel for 4 appointments, 2 temporary instructors, 1 custodian, 1 car driver. Informational, 4 resignations, 1 termination, and 2 student matters.
All right. Is there a second? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We are in closed session.